Hello mama, and welcome to exercise number 4 as part of your postpartum abdomen core and restoration series. For today, we are going to be using a towel in order to mobilize our pecs. I know, pecs, so tight from carrying our baby, nursing our baby, and just as a result of those 9 months of growing your baby, the ribs getting flared. These guys, these gals, compensators, right? So they're very tight, and it's helpful to perform this exercise once a day, especially in the early period, but really forever. Because as we know, once postnatal, always postnatal. And so we're always going to need to add these in to our exercise routine, even when we get back to our higher intensity exercises. So as per usual, make sure that you begin with the postpartum abdomen fundamentals video so that you'll understand how to sync the pelvic floor contraction with the breath work. Okay, let's go right into our 2 inhales and our long exhale with our pec stretch. So for today, we're going to be pulling our towel apart. I have a hand towel here. Hand towel length is appropriate for the pec stretch. We want to create tension on that towel the whole time. You want to pull the shoulder blades together, but again, not at the sacrifice of the ribs staying back. In fact, flare your ribs and then push your ribs back with that pec stretch, knuckles driving back against the wall, and feel how much more your pecs are mobilized there. And that is because the pecs also connect to the upper ribs. And so when we get our ribs into position, we more effectively mobilize our pecs. So no, again, ribs, 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 just like I've talked in the other videos, we need to focus on the ribs getting back to that place of internal rotation, because they've been really externally rotated and flared to make space for the baby and all the ribs that were displaced over the course of growing your baby. So driving the ribs back, equalizing the pressure underneath your sit bones. We're going to start again in the seated position. Please be back against a wall, or at least have your back against the hard back of a chair or something like that, just so you can feel the ribs pressing back, but don't over squish the low back. Don't put the pressure on the tailbone under your butt. Instead, be a little bit forward on those sit bones to find your neutral spine. Don't over press your low back, but press your lowest ribs into the wall behind you. That feels good. And that's it. Nice stretch on the pecs, pulling that towel apart, shoulder blades gently pulling together to open up those pecs, but keep those ribs equally pressing back. 4 breath cycles. Here we go. Inhale and blow out. Inhale, release the pelvic floor. Now contract the pelvic floor as you loosen your abdomen. Inhale. You can close your eyes if you want to. Loosen the ribbon. Now inhale. Release. Now we take that to a standing position, and this is something that you can perform several times over the course of the day in order to optimize your posture. And so this is why we practice it in both the seated position and the standing position. I like starting seated so you can feel the relationship between the pelvic floor and your seat, and then taking it to a standing position so it's even more functional for your daily activities. Pull the towel apart, press your ribs back, but don't press the low back back. Here we go. Inhale, release. Now contract. Inhale. Press those ribs back, but keep the shoulders back. And inhale. Inhale. Loosen your abdomen and inhale. Inhale. Seven and 8. Amazing work, mama. See you in the next video.